Stugotz, I used to say of Michael Jordan, of all of the things on his list of accomplishments, higher than even the regular defying of gravity that the rest of people cannot do, higher than even defying gravity was he made bald cool. LeBron James can never be Michael Jordan. But what he's done in the modern age as a young person who navigated all of the minefields that Zion Williamson and other young players have to navigate, when I remember a time, Stugotz, that the arguments were fierce about a player in the pros must go to 4 years of college because you cannot start throwing freshmen in college into the deep end of all of the temptation that is around the NBA. You cannot throw a 19 or 20 or 21-year-old kid like the arguments. You remember, you're old enough to remember the arguments. You got to go to 4 years of college. Tim Duncan, maybe you come out your junior year, but Tim Duncan is a better bet because he went to college.
Right. I mean, you had guys like Sean Kemp who didn't go to college, and certain things happened to Sean. He was a great player, but things happened to Sean Kemp, and people say, hey, if you went to college, gained some life experience, perhaps your career would have went a different way.
What happened to Sean Kemp is he had a lot of children. He did a lot of cocaine. He got fat. He didn't go to college. Now, you can do all those things at college. I did.
Really?
You had children?
I didn't have cocaine either.
You had none of those things. It was after college for you.
Thank you,
past
guys.
weekend.
Thank you. God bless football, where Billy and Stugotz support all the things that we do around here.
He's supposed to be moving fast. You're not supposed to tell that I'm telling him things.
He's gotten a lot slower with age.
By the way, you said that LeBron is never going to be Michael Jordan. He's only one championship behind him right now.
Not true.
No, enough.
Not
with
true.
This, Billy.
It's not even.
I
It's
saw
not
your tweet.
It's
this
not
weekend.
mathematically true. Jordan won one in college.
He did. He won a national championship for Carolina his freshman year, hit the big shot against Georgetown. But you know LeBron thinks that he's one championship away from Michael.
That was embarrassing, that celebration with champagne in the locker room and the goggles and everything. It was too much.
Why? They were having a fun time. He's being a good future league partner to Adam Silver also, because he wants to probably buy a team once he retires. Make the commissioner happy.
LeBron won a national title in high school, 2003.
Wow. One back.
So they do it. You're back. Okay. How about?
Did Michael win one of those?
He
or?
won one in
look.
6th grade.
I mean, well, then if we're going to go
An
state
NBA
champion,
title.
if you're going
Yes.
state championships, then
Yes,
LeBron's
put it on the poll, actually, at Le Batard Show. Will Stugotz tell his grandchildren that Michael Jordan won an NBA championship in 6th grade?
I will. I have so many Whoppers for my grandchildren. I mean,
You mentioned Whoppers, I think food. We were just talking about food. I think of McDonald's bringing back the snack wrap.
what?
That's right.
Get out of
They're
here.
bringing it back.
Are you serious?
Yes, but not quickly.
Dollar menu?
2025. We got to
Oh,
wait a year
geez.
for some reason.
Why?
I don't understand. I
Doesn't
don't
make
get
any
it.
I also saw McDonald's is soft launching a coffee chain to rival Starbucks and Dunkin' now. Yeah, called Cosmics. Did you guys
Really?
see this?
Yeah. No.
I think I saw it on TikTok. And I grew up, humble brag, not far from Hamburger University.
What?
So there was a McDonald's near my hometown where they'd put all the secret menu items and stuff, and stuff that they were gonna test out. And you could just go to the, Hamburger University. I also saw Mike Ditka there once. He was at. I went to a speaking engagement he was giving at Hamburger University. Not about hamburgers, about the Bears.
It sounded like you said Whoppers.
That would be a conflict of interest.
That is correct. Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Do you miss the McDonald's snack wrap? But since we're talking about LeBron, Stugotz, you guys can go ahead and put that on the screen if you
That
want
looks
to.
like AI. Maybe I got fooled.
I see the video department is fiddling around with a McDonald's emblem of some sort. They could just throw that on the screen if they want, if they're going to interrupt the show and distract me.
I like it. I mean,
I thought it was a fake story, honestly. But there's a full menu, and I'm still not convinced that it's real.
It does look fake.
It's just one of those things that just, why?
I feel like
Money?
right now, like beverages are so hot right now, Billy. Not hot as in temperature. Like everyone wants a fun beverage, right, Chris Cody?
Very end.
Everyone wants to go to Dunkin' or Starbucks or wherever and get like a cool beverage, a cool coffee drink. And McDonald's is like, we want to get in on that.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Do you think McDonald's can beat Starbucks at coffee or Dunkin' Donuts at coffee, can compete with coffee? But getting back to the LeBron James point, Stugotz. So a guy who came into the league with some of the same stuff as Zion Williamson. I've never seen a body like that on someone who's not yet a man, someone who is still a child in some ways. Physically, how can that be stronger than NBA players? That's a kid. They come in with similar expectations. I would say I do not want to normalize, even though we've chased LeBron around for 20 bleeping years saying, yeah, you're all right, but you're not Jordan. He's set the standard in such an impossible place that Zion Williamson and Wembanyama cannot get there in the social media age. They will not have a chance to be as good as he's been in public for 21 years when he's still winning.
Right.
And caring about stupid games when you've got the game's changed so much that it's out from 3. And if you really want these players to care, you got to give them more millions to not load manage. If you want to beat Halliburton in a game that matters because he's playing it for the 12th guy on his bench, you got to give him more reason that LeBron James would be beating Zion, that LeBron James in a tournament would be beating young players who are trying their hardest.
It's a one-game scenario, but I understand what you're saying.
I'm just saying
yes,
I don't want to say it's normal. Michael Jordan didn't look like this at this age.
No.
Did not.
He was playing for the Wizards, I think, at this age.
If he even was playing at this age.
I mean, Anthony Davis did look good the last few games.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing out that he's put the standard in the same place Brady has so that when I see the quarterbacking yesterday, I'm like, oh, my God, that's just garbage what I'm watching.
I think the really impressive thing that you pointed out is what he's been able to do off the court, not getting any sort of trouble, considering he's gone through it in the social media age. Michael Jordan did not.
Well, this is what I want to show the audience here because I want to get your take as a proud father of a champion.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get your take on this video that we're about to show the audience of LeBron James taking video of Bronny and writing on Instagram. Can't even tell y'all how emotional today was for me. I'm literally drained, and all I can say is, Bronny, you're simply incredible. Damn the wins and losses that will occur. You've already won the ultimate gold championship, and that's life. Proud of you, kid, and today you've given me more life. Thank you, and I love you.
It's awesome. And, Dan, I can tell you, like, when Kobe passed away, one of the first things I thought of was, wow, Kobe had a great career on the court, accomplished so much, but he's just getting to the best stuff because it truly is better to watch your kid do it than it is doing it yourself. And so I understand where LeBron's coming from. I had similar moments with Rachel playing at Northwestern. She hasn't played that much, but she played in a Final Four game. And I was there, and I got to see her play in a Final Four game for 5 minutes, and I was very emotional. I filmed the entire thing. And so I get goosebumps when I see LeBron doing what he did over the weekend and hearing him talk about it. It's really cool.
Was Stugotz comparing his collegiate lacrosse career to Kobe Bryant's professional career.
And LeBron's.
Can we just laugh for a second at LeBron actually bringing his phone out to record this moment? And I know that's like a sweet thing. Like it's what parents do. But doesn't he have a social media guy? If I'm LeBron, I have somebody, hey, videotape all this on the phone for me so I can be in the moment. It was just, I was impressed and also dumbfounded at LeBron being that parent who's literally record this grainy video now on his phone.
You want to be hands-on, Chris. You do. You want to be no, but this is Chris.
LeBron could have a video guy make an entire YouTube
Chris, being in the moment these days is being on your phone and in your phone and filming your son. I mean,
That's a great take. Can we put that on the poll?
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Is being in the moment maximum religious present?
Forget
being
the poll.
in your phone.
Forget the poll. Put that on a poster.
Yeah.
Put it on a T-shirt.
Thank you.
Text it to someone.
Angel, put it on a T-shirt. LeBatardAF.com.
That was incredible. I do think like picking up your phone to take a picture or film something has become like a reflex. Like I just instinctively am like, oh my God, my dog did something cute that she's done 7,000 times earlier just this very day. I have to take a picture. And then I'm like, okay, I don't actually You try to catch yourself.
Yes.
Like, I don't need a third video from this concert of the same song. I will never watch this back. It's just a reflex now.
The other day, my daughter is like running to Stanley Panther, the Panthers mascot, and I'm like, I didn't even think about it. I'm like, I have to videotape this. Like, I have to get my phone out. Hurry up. Grace,
Right.
stay over there. Don't come back yet. I got to get you running back.
You're in
And
the
it's
moment.
Just like,
I mean.
I don't know why I did it, but it's like, I'm me. If I was LeBron, I would have someone in that moment be like, hey, you're on social media duty today. Get it all on the phone. I want to watch it later. And then I can just sit there and be LeBron James. It's just wild to me watching him. It's endearing, but it's also just like, what is this world?
He wants it from his POV, though. He wants to, like, go back
Correct.
probably and watch, like, oh, this is what I saw on my phone when I lived in the moment through my cell phone.
If someone else was doing it, they would criticize him. We'd criticize him today for not being in the moment.
I
Hit
would
record
not.
yourself.
Oh,
I would not criticize him if he was standing there just in the moment.
Well, I think
if
I'm
he
gonna
was really in the moment, he'd be on his phone, though.
I'm
Right.
gonna try and be Skip Bayless here, and I'm gonna see an aging warhorse of takes. I'm gonna see because everything you guys say is so, but I'm gonna see if I wish I was wearing a costume right now. Hey, LeBron, you fake father. You wanted everybody to see you videotaping that. It wasn't about being present in the moment and living your life presently. That was a marketing tool to make sure that nobody saw that you're agents betting on games.
You got the eyebrow down.
I was hoping the camera would zoom in on me very closely as I eviscerated one of the great icons of our time who has always behaved so well publicly and was having a fatherly moment, and then childless me saunters over and accuses him. It's what being Stugotz is for a moment. Like,
Yeah.
Stugotz took the other role this time.
Felt good, huh?
Oh my God,
Yeah.
did it feel good.
Yeah.
It was joyous. Do you want me to try it again?
It was Maverick Carter, not Rich Paul.
Fine.
All right, I'll do it again. Forgive me. It is a fine. And fine, I'll do it again. We'll do it live!
Are you getting money?
Yeah, now I can't do it live because we're up
Can I
against the
get
clock.
this money retroactively since the fine bucket got
Who stole the
stolen
money?
again last week?
Who stole the money? Yes.
Again?
Billy, yes.
I got $0.
Look, I owe you an apology. I called Garrett Wilson Gabriel Wilson last week, so I'm gonna Venmo you $5.
Let's just
Good for
hand it
that.
straight to her.
Make it a 50.
Over the weekend, we had one of the closest Heisman races of recent years. Still wasn't all that close. It just goes to show you like how usually these things are set in stone. I have a beef with the whole process that a lot of the votes are due before conference championship weekend because I think Michael Penix did enough in winning the Pac-12 to make you reconsider, and also didn't allow for any Jordan Travis narrative to get out there in the mainstream media as his injury was deemed by the College Football Playoff Committee to be important enough to change the course potentially of college football history.
I voted for him, and I voted for him on my phone without even knowing it, about 45 minutes before the results were posted. I didn't know I was that close up against the deadline, and I just didn't know what time the
Your vote
deadline
didn't
was.
count. You voted Saturday, your vote didn't count. but I hate to
my
tell
vote
you.
did
Stop
count.
the count.
No, I was one of Jordan Travis's 8 votes. He got 8 first-place votes, and I regret two things: not voting for the Iowa punter, and that Michael Penix didn't lose by 1 vote.
Who were those 8 rascals?
But you're saying you voted on Saturday?
No, I voted
Okay.
before the deadline.
Got
The
it.
deadline was
Okay.
not
He
Saturday.
just made it.
Right.
I
45
didn't-
minutes
it-
before.
Just got it in.
Not before the
The
announcement.
perils of mail-in voting, yes.
Before they named the finalists.
Got it.
And Michael Penix is who I would have voted for, and I voted Marvin Harrison number 3 because
Junior, not the third, yeah.
because Daniels
Maserati Marv. Yeah.
because Daniels did a lot in games against bad teams, and they lost a lot, and it's not his fault that the defense wasn't any good. He averaged 10 yards a play, but Penix, they're undefeated. He's an amazing story, and he was also great, and Jordan Travis is clearly the most valuable player in the sport.
A tremendous player, incredible
Like
offensive.
literally most valuable.
Jayden Daniels, incredible offensive output. That's not necessarily what the award is for, not the most outstanding offensive output. I do think when compared to some of the more recent ones, this might be one of the more forgettable in retrospect Heisman trophies. Winners. I'm not out here to bury the kid. It was just an odd choice for an LSU team that, despite their win-loss record, voters kept ranking pretty highly. It's a weird one. And I think that these finalists at this Heisman Trophy presentation shows us this whole new world. Now, most recent Heisman winners have all been transfers. Those players that are going to New York are often the byproduct of transfers, but even more so with the portal, all of them outside of Jordan Travis. Well, no, Jordan Travis was also a transfer, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So all these players, this is the new reality of college football. All of these players played somewhere previously and will have complicated legacies in that they played in other places. Do you remember? I had to be reminded. I know that Jayden Daniels was a transfer, but I didn't know where he transferred from. And then I was reminded it was Arizona State. And I thought about this video that thankfully went viral yet again of a couple of years ago where Arizona State Sun Devil players, this was during the Herm Edwards tenure. Herm Edwards actually recruited quite well. Wasn't Ayuk also part of that team? Like they had a lot of good players over there. But there was this video of inside the Sun Devil locker room, players clearing out the locker of a quarterback. And it was only until this week that I was reminded that quarterback that they were clearing out the locker for was this year's Heisman Trophy winner, Jayden Daniels. And listen to the editorial from these players as it goes on.
Clean it out. He out of this. Suck anyways.
Jayden Daniels. He sucks anyways. We're glad to lose him. 2 years later, Heisman Trophy winner.
Jayden Daniels has had such an interesting career because, like you said, he had a really rough go after the COVID season. Arizona State was one of those teams that I can't even remember how many games they ended up playing that year in 2020, but it was less than 10. Fewer than 10, I want to say. And then the following year had just kind of like a very just not great year, transferred to LSU, played a lot better his first year at LSU, and then this year, just like his numbers, he put up monster numbers, and I think totally is deserving of being the most outstanding player in college football. And I do also think, like, Brian Kelly, how did you lose 3 games with the Heisman Trophy winner as your quarterback? Like that, come on, man.
I mean,
if you just have like a slightly better defense, right? Like you have to be in the SEC championship. I know he got hurt in the Alabama game, and that ended up being like probably the biggest game of the year for them, and that stinks. But oh my God, dude, come on, get it together. Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, 9-3.
You say that, but at LSU, the one I remember is that Ben Simmons went to LSU, was clearly a great player, and I don't think they made the NIT. I don't think
yeah, that's true.
They did it.
Or they lost in the NIT, and it didn't make any sense to me. Same thing happened to Fultz.
Yes.
At Washington, where
Yep.
he was great, and they didn't win very many games, and it was confusing to me.
When I say one of the more forgettable in recent memory Heisman Trophy winners, I mean, it's kind of an oxymoron. Like, you're remembered for history as a Heisman Trophy winner, but you are reminded during these broadcasts of people that you might have forgotten about. And look, my school has one of these maybe more forgettable Heisman Trophy winners, and we were all reminded of that Heisman Trophy winner when he stood next to Desmond Howard. There is just 1 year in age difference between Desmond Howard and Gino Torretta.
1 year?
Well, they won the Heisman 1 year apart.
Right.
Yeah, there may be more of a gap in actual age. but
Jeremy, look that up for us, please.
1 year apart, Heisman Trophy winners.
How old is Desmond Howard and how old is Gino Torretta? Because that is startling that they are 1 year apart. I'm hoping, Mike Ryan, that Desmond won it. I'm hoping that Desmond won it earlier. Yes, I'm hoping that the math goes that way. Jeremy, look that up for us, please.
Already got it, Dan. Let me illuminate you on this one. They're the same age, 53 years old.
That's amazing.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Okay, but who won the Heisman in what order? Because I'm hoping that Desmond won it. Please look that up for me. I'm still hoping
Yeah, you
for
got
an
it,
answer
Dan.
to my question.
Desmond's older by 3 months.
Again, Who won the Heisman?
That's all he's
first?
asking, yes.
But Desmond being older is fun.
Didn't Des
Yes,
win it first because they're in line based off of like oldest to newest?
Yes,
Don't they do that at
thank
the Heisman?
you.
I didn't watch it. I watched Killers of the Flower Moon Saturday night.
Nice.
Didn't take an intermission, but at one point I just looked at my phone and I was like, huh, Jayden Daniels won the Heisman.
Living in the moment.
Desmond Howard won the year before Gino Torretta. So yeah, that's not a great.
I
look
feel
for
like-
I
Gino.
got it right.
Yeah,
So I got it right.
You did.
yeah. Desmond.
It's
happened-
even funnier.
Yes.
Desmond Howard won in 1991. Gino Torretta won in 1992.
Ha!
You're proud
That
of
kind of
huh?
proves the point. The fact that Jess didn't watch it, like Jess is as into college football as anybody, it kind of proves that this is just like an uninteresting
cares?
Heisman ceremony this year.
The Heisman has, I don't, like, there's been a lot of argument and disagreement among college football media and personalities about the Heisman and about what it awards and who it favors and all of these different things and how it's not really a great measure of the most outstanding player in college football because like an offensive tackle will never win it and a tight end will never win it. And like you have to play one of the 3 positions on offense probably to ever win it. Like rarely will a defender be a finalist, right? And so I get that and it's kind of like you can just kind of argue about it and decide how much stock you want to put in it. It's still a nice ceremony. I think it's still a great award for whoever wins it, and it should, it matters. It really matters to players still. So I don't want to completely discount it like I know a lot of people do now. But this year was, I think, a particularly weird year because you had one of like Jayden Daniels finished with like 50 touchdowns and like 5,000 yards, like these unbelievable stats.
He was
but
deserving, yeah.
His team was not a team that we talked about in the final month of football because they already lost 2 games. Next year, when we have a 12-team playoff, LSU will be seeded. I don't know, at 9-3 they might be on the bubble, but they might be seated like kind of in the bottom half of the 12-team bracket, depending on how they stack up against the rest of the field. And maybe they'll do a deep playoff run, and it will be a team that you still talk about, despite the fact that they had they lost in week 1, so we wrote them off already because that's just how the 14 playoff has made us think about football, which I think kind of sucks.
Next year it will be you don't want to face Jayden Daniels in the college football playoff.
But you do want to play against LSU's defense.
Gino looked old when he won.
He did. He did.
He's got to be 40 here, no?
Gino Torretta has always looked like a 45-year-old man.
What'd you guys think of Michael Penix's suit? Because I have a theory that I want to float by the class and see what you think. So his suit, for those of you who don't know, the lining on the inside had the names of all his teammates and all his coaches, so everybody was part of this whole moment for him and all
Very
that stuff,
nice.
right? Very nice. Now, I feel like if he would have announced that was the case or shown people his suit before the voting had wrapped, he would have won the Heisman.
gotten more votes?
Because sports writers and voters love that crap.
Yes.
Love it. And I feel
do.
like if he would have just shown people that suit, the Heisman would have been his.
That's
I
Michael.
love that idea.
Can you please just literally wear your heart on your sleeve?
Also, back to LSU for 1 second. According to Bill Connolly's S&P Plus metric, which ranks teams on offense and defense and special teams, LSU finished with the number 2 offense in college football and the number 56 ranked defense.
Wow. I want to run an idea by you since we're talking about all these guys who are transferring in college. Why don't we, why stop? Why not just let it go all the way out, Dad? And here's the idea I have for you. It's a playoff portal. Now imagine, okay, last week, if Arch Manning says, I am leaving Texas and I am going to Florida State. Right after the regular season is done. It's a special playoff portal.
I heard this on
Don't you think FSU
I heard
gets
this on
in?
God Bless Football. You guys should check that out this morning. Stugotz goes very hard at this idea on God Bless Football this morning.
Yeah, but you're not on God Bless Football, and I wanted to run the idea by you because I happen to love the idea. Playoff portal.
It's essentially a trade deadline,
Yes.
Dan, where people can transfer teams while their team is in the playoffs.
Right.
And that's why the award-winning God Bless Football comes out before anybody does around here, and you should listen to Stugotz's thoughts on that there instead of getting them reheated here.
Yeah, but we can't get your thoughts there. I mean, we can
You
if
could.
you
I
want
was,
to come
I was,
on.
I
God
was
Bless
just in the
Football.
other room.
Do you want to come on this
I
week?
heard you doing it, and I didn't want to do it again.
I have a segment for you this week. Would you like to come on? I do.
I'd be happy to.
It's called Would You
Stugotz.
Be Shocked?
I'd be happy to do more of your work for you.
Answer the question.
Yes.
If Texas's third-string quarterback played for Florida State, would they be in the playoff, Dan?
That's the question.
You were listening. That was the exact
Arch
example.
Manning.
he
Arch
gave.
Manning.
know.
Yes.
You can listen too at God Bless
He didn't
Football,
start a game
which
this
is
year,
a
guys.
different podcast that isn't this this one.
From a hype perspective, though, I think they're in.
Same. But Dan?
You can get Stugotz's exclusive thoughts on this
Yes or
matter
no?
before our show comes out. I prefer not to do that here. I heard you already doing it there. We're doing enough of this stuff to not have it be redundant with you recycling you've done elsewhere, first and better on God Bless Football.
What if the Mannings have to adopt Jordan Travis as their nephew?
Whoa!